Welcome to a side of Hollywood that few dare to talk about. Beneath the dazzling lights and glamorous red carpets, a hidden world of struggle and tragedy awaits. This isn't just another tabloid tell-all. It's a raw, honest look at how alcohol addiction has shattered the lives and careers of some of Hollywood's most legendary talents. From box office giants to up-and-coming stars, no one is safe from the grip of addiction. Stay tuned as we count down the top 10 worst alcohol addicts in Hollywood history. Some names might surprise you. Number 10. Oliver Reed. Oliver Reed, with his magnetic presence and unforgettable roles in films like Gladiator and The Three Musketeers, captivated audiences worldwide. Yet behind the scenes, Reed's life was a train wreck of alcohol-fueled chaos. Known for his piercing blue eyes and the rugged scar from a bar brawl, Reed's drinking overshadowed his talent. Even Ridley Scott, who cast him in Gladiator, reportedly demanded Reed stay sober during filming. But Oliver couldn't resist. Legend has it that on his final night, he downed 8 bottles of beer, 3 bottles of rum, and countless shots of whiskey. He suffered a fatal heart attack that night. Reed himself once admitted his only regret was not drinking every pub dry before his time came. A life as wild as the roles he played. Number 9. Richard Burton. Dubbed a successor to Laurence Olivier, Richard Burton's booming voice and magnetic performances in classics like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf hid a deep struggle. He started drinking at just 12 years old, and by the height of his fame, he was reportedly downing up to 3 bottles of vodka a day. On the set of The Klansman, Burton often filmed scenes sitting down because he couldn't stand without swaying. Off-screen, he once gulped 21 shots of tequila before diving into shark-infested waters on a dare. Despite warnings from doctors that his organs were failing, Burton kept drinking, ultimately dying in 1984 at the age of 58. His brilliance was undeniable, his self-destruction unforgettable. Number 8. Barbara Payton. Barbara Payton's Hollywood story started like a fairy tale and ended in a nightmare. The blonde bombshell of the 1950s starred alongside icons like James Cagney and Gregory Peck, but fame wasn't enough to save her. A string of failed romances, including a violent love triangle with PeterOToole and Tom Neal, pushed her further into alcoholism. Payton's life spiraled as she faced arrests for public drunkenness and prostitution. At just 39, she was found dead from liver and heart failure, her once radiant face barely recognizable. A cautionary tale of beauty, fame, and addiction. Number 7. John Barrymore. John Barrymore, part of the famed Barrymore acting dynasty, was known for his masterful Shakespearean roles and his unforgettable Mr. Hyde. Yet off-screen, he fought a losing battle with the bottle. His alcoholism was so severe that at one point he even drank cologne. By the 1930s, Barrymore needed cue cards to remember his lines. When he died in 1942, a rumor circulated that his friends, including Humphrey Bogart, propped his corpse in a chair at Errol Flynn's house for a final macabre prank. Whether true or not, it's a legend that perfectly captures the dark humor and tragedy of old Hollywood. Number 6. Jan Michael Vincent. With his leading man looks and breakout role in Airwolf, Jan Michael Vincent seemed destined for superstardom. But fame came too easy, and so did alcohol and drugs. Multiple DUI arrests, violent outbursts, and a serious car accident that nearly cost him his life all led to a tragic decline. At his peak, he was the highest-paid actor on TV, but his addictions derailed his career, leaving him to fade into low-budget films and tabloid infamy. Vincent died in 2019 at 74, leaving behind a legacy of wasted potential. Number 5. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was the ultimate Hollywood bad boy, handsome, daring, and always ready for a party. Known for swashbuckling roles like Robin Hood, Flynn lived life on his own terms. His Malibu home earned the nickname Cirrhosis by the Sea, and even a doctor's grim prognosis of heart and lung damage didn't slow him down. He partied with Fidel Castro, romanced countless women, and drank enough to kill a lesser man. At 50, Flynn died of a heart attack, his once dashing figure bloated and broken by a lifetime of excess. Number 4. Humphrey Bogart. Bogart is considered one of America's greatest actors, starring in classics like Casablanca and The Maltese Falcon. Off-screen, though, his drinking was legendary, and sometimes dangerous. Friends said he was charming until the clock struck 11:30 p.m., when he'd transform into a belligerent drunk. He once insisted on a thermos of martinis on set and drunkenly stole a restaurant safe, only to abandon it on the street. Even terminal cancer didn't stop him from holding a glass of sherry in his final days, a classic icon brought low by his own habits. Number 3. PeterOToole. With 8 Oscar nominations, PeterOToole dazzled in Lawrence of Arabia and beyond. But alcohol was his constant companion. Tales of him waking up in Corsica after a night in a Paris bar became Hollywood lore. He claimed he was so out of it that he learned about JFK's assassination 22 years late. Despite eventually quitting drinking, the damage was done. His health wrecked, his looks faded. He died in 2013, a brilliant star whose light was dimmed by addiction. Number 2. W.C. Fields. W.C. Fields' comedic genius defined an era, but behind the humor was a man at war with the bottle. He reportedly consumed more than 2 quarts of gin daily, leading to severe health problems, including delirium tremens. Though he found brief reprieve on radio with Edgar Bergen, his addiction took its toll. On Christmas Day, 1946, a holiday he despised, Fields died of a gastric hemorrhage. He left behind a legacy of laughter and a cautionary tale of excess. Number 1. Bernard Lee. Best known as M in the early James Bond films, Bernard Lee had a career most actors dream of. But after a house fire took his wife and a violent mugging left him shaken, Lee turned to alcohol for comfort. His drinking was so severe that while filming the Edgar Wallace mysteries, producers locked him in his dressing room to keep him sober, though he found ways to drink anyway. He died of stomach cancer in 1981, another casualty of the dark side of fame. These stars remind us that behind Hollywood's bright lights often lies a harsh reality. Addiction doesn't discriminate. It can grip anyone, no matter how famous or talented. If you or someone you know is struggling with alcohol, know that help is out there. Stay strong, and thanks for joining us on this journey through Hollywood's hidden struggles. See you next time.